On June 13, 2025, just 16 months after its launch, OneFit, a subscription-based fitness platform, shocked Malaysians by shutting down operations.
Hi everyone, my name is Murat Alekhanov. I'm the founder and the CEO of OneFit. We've made the decision to shut down our operations in Malaysia.
Thousands of users were left stranded with annual memberships worth more than 3,000 ringgit, and many partnering fitness studios have not gotten paid for months on end, and many are even calling this unethical due to last-minute membership pushes even weeks before shutting down. But here's the thing, OneFit's story was doomed from the start. Its business model, which is built on rapid customer acquisition and heavy reliance on customers' upfront payment, spiraled them into this inevitable downfall. In this video, I'll give you a rundown of the ins and outs of this issue, as well as how this is actually a business model that many companies in the world have used and did not run well, so that you don't become the next victim instead. Strap on tight, because this is going to be an eye-opener for you. OneFit's story began in 2017 in Kazakhstan, when 4 founders came together with a dream to revolutionize fitness. Their idea was simple: a single subscription granting almost unlimited access to various gyms and studios, eliminating the hassle of traditional memberships. This quickly resonated with consumers, leading to 104,000 active users across 6 countries by 2025, and that includes their launch in Malaysia in February 2024. A little over a year later, by mid-2025, they had onboarded over 600 gyms and fitness studios across Klang Valley, providing Malaysians with access to more than 100 types of sports and activities ranging from yoga, Pilates, Muay Thai, pickleball, tennis, and even massages, all at a low cost, ideal for gym hopping or just anyone that wants to try out new things and not commit to a single sport or a single venue at the moment. Quick pause, if you want to invest in US stocks like Apple over here, look no further. Interactive Brokers is the platform for you. You can trade fractional shares with them, which means gone are the days where you have to buy one full unit of share. They charge one of the lowest fees in the industry, only 35 cents per trade in the US stock market. Very reputable and well regulated in more than 10 different countries all over the world. Personally, a huge fan of their platform for many years already. Feel free to use my link down below to open an account for yourself and start investing today. You see, the average monthly gym memberships in Malaysia cost around 180 to 230 ringgit, and that is only for the gym itself. If you want to sign up for, say, Pilates classes, they could go from 60 to 80 ringgit per class. And this is where OneFit steps in, where users can have almost unlimited access to all their partners with just a single subscription of 274 ringgit per month. Yes, it looks more expensive than a traditional gym membership, but you are also able to attend all sorts of classes from Pilates, yoga, massage, golf, and even archery. If let's say you go to 3 classes a week or 12 a month, that averages to about 23 ringgit per class only, and it only gets cheaper and cheaper if you attend more classes. And yes, there is a cap for each studio, but it's more than enough for most people, and you can always cycle through multiple studios. Now, here's how OneFit works. It is basically a platform that connects gyms and studios to the general public. OneFit helps these studios find customers through their aggressive marketing, while the public is able to find studios or classes that suit their needs. For example, they contact 3 studios. Let's say Studio A that teaches Pilates for 60 ringgit a class, Studio B that teaches yoga for 40 ringgit a class, and Studio C that teaches swimming for 50 ringgit a class. Now, OneFit tells them that for every member that goes to all these classes, they will pay the price per class to the studios. And OneFit then turns to their customers and charges 274 ringgit a month, their most basic subscription plan, but allows them to go to these classes for an unlimited number of times. In a month, if the customer goes to Pilates class say 2 times, yoga class 2 times, and swimming class only once a month, OneFit needs to pay out a total of 250 ringgit to these 3 studios, and the remaining 24 ringgit will be profited by OneFit. Now, if you expand these to hundreds of studios and thousands of users, OneFit was really on a path to success, at least on theory. They also ran tons of marketing campaigns, especially on social media. And oh, by the way, I heard their marketing team is super annoying. They'll spam calls and calls just to close your sales. Comment down below if you have experienced it yourself. and they even have a free trial referral scheme where just by successfully referring another person to sign up, your current 7-day free trial gets extended for another 7 days. Now you see why many people were constantly throwing out their referral codes. And this is how OneFit's user base grew rapidly, hitting 356,000 workouts completed and 600 plus studios onboarded in Malaysia. But here's where it gets really messy. OneFit's model was too good to be true. Behind their proclaimed impressive growth numbers lies a deeper problem that stems from its very own feature. You see, their idea was simple, but flawed at the same time. They make money by offering customers a subscription-based model, and they lose money by giving studios a cost-per-visit model. And these two different models means that if customers slows down or stops going to those classes, OneFit would actually profit off that difference. And if that profit margin was low, OneFit would then run campaigns and offers to increase customers. As the more customers they have, the more chances someone will be, say, lazy and stop going to those classes, like a traditional buffet. Also, by including an upfront payment subscription system, OneFit also ensures that if customers decide to not go to these classes anymore, their money is still with OneFit. However, as you can see, having a business model built on wanting people to not use your service as much is not really sustainable and hard to predict, as OneFit's aggressive marketing efforts turn out to be their worst nightmare. And by allocating a big budget on marketing, they did increase the number of customers, but those customers would then use OneFit to attend as many classes as possible, which in the end left OneFit with a huge amount of debt to their partner studios. And this is actually nothing new. Back in 2015, there was a Malaysian startup called KFit. Same promise, same story, grew super fast, but in the end had to pivot away from fitness altogether, and it became what we know now as Faith, a marketplace for lifestyle deals and payment app instead. MoviePass in the US also collapsed for the exact same reason, offering unlimited movies for a low fee but paying theaters at a set price. ClassPass, a competitor of OneFit, faced similar issues early on but pivoted to a credit-based system to control their costs so that users can't overexploit their business model. So, can you see the problem now? I mean, if the model looks amazing for the users, someone has to lose, so it doesn't really scale well or sustainably unless every part of the ecosystem benefits. And the worst is, just weeks before OneFit's shutdown, their marketing team had been heavily advertising discounted annual membership, and they even pushed very hard through their telemarketers to close as many customers as possible. As a result, many of the victims had purchased long-term packages only days before their closure. You see, OneFit's shutdown might come as a surprise for many, but for some, questions and concerns on their sustainability have long been raised even before their collapse. Many were also worried that the same shutdowns in other countries will happen to Malaysia. Yes, the Mexico one was shut down just 2 months prior to Malaysia, and just to let you know, their operations in Mexico only operated for about 9 months, and Mexican users have been raging for a refund, but to no avail. And these are all huge red flags that flew under most Malaysians' radar. But hindsight is 2020, right? And the victims aren't just limited to consumers. Many local studio partners have also reported delays in receiving their payments, and of course, after the cease of operations, they are now left stranded as well. Even their own employees are affected as well. They are allegedly unaware of the closure just like all of us, and what's even worse, losing their jobs overnight. So, can people actually get back their money? Well, as of the recording of this video, there is no official statement from OneFit addressing their plans to refund yet. But OneFit did offer a Google form for refund requests, with a catch. Inside the form, they didn't even ask for users' bank account details, and refunds depend on queue order and available funds, and users must agree to this condition, which basically means if they run out of money, you won't get your refunds. And according to online users, some who paid with credit cards via Shopee have managed to get their refund request approved. I mean, there are those that are somewhat lucky since they have paid via credit card or an installment plan. They should just cancel that with the bank and hopefully the bank approves lah. And this is what we call a chargeback. Think of it as a transaction reversal where the cardholder requests for a refund from a bank if a purchase is deemed invalid or unauthorized, and there is no guarantee of the outcome, but at least there is a chance for them. And this chargeback request usually needs to be done within 120 days, so call your bank as soon as possible if you are still waiting for your refund. As for the less lucky ones, you can at least file a complaint with KPDN, which is basically our local authority protecting consumer rights. No guarantee of a refund, but it helps trigger an official investigation into whether OneFit's last-minute aggressive sales and refund practices violated our local consumer protection laws. And before you ask, to my best knowledge, no, we don't really have any US-style class action lawsuits here in Malaysia. And from what I understand, as a totally non-legal person, there is something similar called Order 15 Rule 12, or a representative action. But even if someone files this, again, there is no guarantee of getting a refund because OneFit is already under liquidation. And in that situation, even if the court rules in your favor, any money that the liquidator manages to recover will be used to pay off secured creditors first, like banks, tax authorities, and even their employees. And only after all of that, if there's anything left, will unsecured creditors like customers and even gym partners be paid, if there's even any money left. And honestly, that's a big if. So if you look at it from a bigger picture, whatever happened to OneFit is going to be a huge damage to the Malaysian fitness industry, which in itself does not have the greatest popularity. Malaysia, alongside many Southeast Asian countries, have some of the lowest gym membership brands in the world. While yes, we can blame that on our long working hours and probably lower disposable income, it is actually a sign of a bigger problem. If consumers can't reliably trust fitness marketplaces like this one, their desire for a healthier lifestyle would definitely take a toll along the way. And for Malaysian consumers, we love cheap, flexible deals. We all do. But if a company's offerings or even their business model seems too good to be true, you could be the product instead. And even if you are not affected by this saga, it is a good reminder that sometimes it doesn't hurt at all to pay a little premium for sustainable services instead. And as the famous saying goes, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.